Hello, welcome once again to another edition of the Coach's Corner program. I'm Jeff Ruth, along with me boys basketball coach Jamie Pearson and girls basketball coach Corey White. And Corey, I knew you'd be here this week because we had two games to talk about, and both of them were wins last week.
Both of them were wins. It's a good week. Yes.
Yes, it was. Jamie, tough split last week.
Sure.
You got the Clear Fork game, and I know you really wanted that River Valley game.
Yep, big rivalry game, big gym. Just couldn't get it done and give them a lot of credit.
All right. We come back, we'll take a look at the highlights for both the girls and the boys, and we'll preview the games coming up this week. We'll also talk a little bit about the tournament schedule, and we'll do that right after these words. Once again, back on the Coach's Corner program, and Jamie, a couple of league games, of course. Last Thursday, nobody was playing basketball. How much of an adjustment does that make when you prepare for a team and then all of a sudden you're not playing that team, you're playing another team a day or two later?
Well, it didn't work out too well because we didn't get the victory, but it made our walkthrough prior to Tuesday a little easier because we kind of had our second walkthrough for River Valley. But we were able to switch gears pretty quick to Clear Fork. We did a shoot around and had kids come in because we didn't practice. Our game got canceled Thursday. We didn't practice Friday because essentially the buildings were closed. Yeah. So we had morning of to get ready for Clear Fork, and fortunately we were able to get that victory.
And that River Valley game, I did the game when you played them here, and of course they led almost the whole way. So
sure.
I'm sure they had that game kind of circled on their calendar.
Oh yeah, the first guy I see it, I walk in, it's time for our revenge. I'm like, yeah, I figured. They were definitely ready to play, and we hung in right there, but weren't able to get it done.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights, beginning with that Clear Fork contest.
Clear Fork's a young team. They're having their up and downs this year. They're very well coached. I've heard great things about the coach, and from what I've seen him this year, does some good things as well. Once again, we were fortunate enough, second time through, to play him at our place. Game was at Grant, and we didn't play so well last time there. This time, it was the West Stokes show. You saw West with the steal and the dunk there. Our pressure was able to bother them. There, Amari Pedraza gets in a passing lane and finishes for two. A little bit more. Another look at that. Amari, with his length and his athleticism, has done some really nice stuff for us all year. But it was truly West Stokes' day. It was his second of 5 dunks for the game. We may be looking at a few more of those here, so I don't want to spoil them. But just a really powerful kid who's really come into his own this year. Been more consistent this year than he's been in the past with scoring. Our game plan was to pressure him, and that worked. And there you see Marquise Long, sophomore, stealing it, dishing it to Riley Keyran for 2. Riley can do a little bit of everything for us. When he's hitting a 3, we're really hard to beat. He hits a nice triple there. The story was West Stokes, though, as I mentioned. I think this is his 3rd of 5 dunks. He had a big game for us. I think he ended up with 37 points. You just can't say enough about him. I know he's coming off a Fahey Bank Athlete of the Month award. It just was all him that night. But his teammates, got him the ball and realized it was his day. So give a lot of credit to them as well. It's a team effort, but Wes had a nice day.
And in a game like that, you can get a lot of other guys into the game as well.
Yep, that was nice, and we're battling some injuries, some different things, so sometimes we don't have a ton of guys to put in, which is also nice, but you always like to play kids and reward kids that are playing well. So River Valley, just the other day, we have Riley, I think, with the follow to the Amari Pedraza miss. But West Stokes, we saw him taking it to the rim hard for 5 dunks our last game. Wes had 3 threes, Amari had 2 threes, so Riley had a 3. I think River Valley hit 6 threes, we hit 6 threes, so we shot it well. And usually when we shoot it well, we're really, really tough to beat. But you know, it was a scrappy game. It was a battle for the county, if you will, and bodies flying on the floor as you saw there. Here you see Marquise Long, you know, using his quick hands and getting the steal, attacking the rim. You know, and then again, Amari Pedraza, who's maybe been our most consistent defensive player, you know, doing some good things there. And then, you know, more Wes Stokes here. I think that's a second of 3 threes. You know, Wes had 37 against Clear Fork. I believe he had 32 against River Valley. So he's really playing well for us.
He's feeling it.
Yeah, yeah. And when he's shooting outside the way he's scoring on the block, he truly is, you know, one of the better players around. But I got to give Amari a lot of credit. His dunk there, you know, he maybe not put up the numbers that some of the other guys do or Wes does, but, you know, he's just a rock solid part of our team. The way he defends, you know, the way he, you know, is just kind of our can do a little bit of everything. He's been our point guard. He guards their big guy inside sometimes. Sometimes he guards their best player, but you know, he had a big game there. We weren't able to come out on top, but it wasn't from lack of effort. The kids really played hard and got after
Yeah,
it.
and that was one of those games that you were down, you know, anywhere to kind of in that 3 to 6 point range, pretty
Yep.
much the whole ball game. And it was very similar to the game when you played here. You were able to eventually tie it and then, of course, win it in overtime. But you just maybe couldn't get that one
Yep.
big stop that you need, or maybe that one big bucket that you needed late in the ball game.
Yeah, and I give them all the credit. You know, they got a good coach and Coach Brown over there, and some really good players, and a lot of them are young, so they're going to be good for a while. But you know, it's a game. You tell me we hit 6 threes, they hit 6 threes. You know, our guy goes for 32. We hold the second leading scorer in the league, the Smith kid, to 6 points, and he's averaging 19. And then another good player for them, the Lang kid, number 2. You know, kind of held him down a little bit. You think that we may come out on top, but you know, it just wasn't to be. The basketball gods didn't see it right that way. We had some turnovers that we definitely need to work on, but you know, we have no time to think about what would have been or what was. We got, I think, 5 regular season games left before the tournament, so it's going to be a busy couple weeks for us.
All right, then let's talk a little bit about this weekend. Who do you have?
Yeah, we have another league game. We're going on the road for the last time in the regular season. Oh, no, I take that back. The last time in the league, we're going to Ontario Friday night. Second time we've played them. They're really playing well. I think they just knocked off Clear Fork, Pleasant. They beat Upper Sandusky, you know, who beat us earlier in the season. They got a new coach, too. They've had some injury problems as well. But, you know, anytime you're playing a team the second time and going to their place as a coach, you're ready for a battle. So we'll prepare for them, and, you know, we'll see what happens on Friday night over there.
All right, best of luck this weekend.
Hey, thanks, Jeff.
We'll be back with more on the Coach's Corner program right after these words. Once again, back on the Coach's Corner program as we shift to girls basketball, and a very successful week for you last week, despite having the game snowed out.
Yeah, so we were supposed to play Friday at Ontario, our home against Ontario at Grant. That got canceled, scheduled for the following Saturday. So we went to Lima on Saturday, got a big win there.
And that was last week we talked about, and that was a team you thought you could beat.
Yeah, it's we didn't have any film on them. We kind of went in there blind, looked at their schedule and who they played. It's an old GBC team that we used to play for years. But Justice needed 22 points to get to her 1,000 points that day, so the girls kind of went in and rallied around her, and she ended up with 32. So, so this is a fun day, special day for her and the team. And then we played on Monday, turned around and played on Monday against Mansfield Madison. And we had some film on. They have a really tall girl, and we've had fits with posts this year. So that was a key component. If we could shut her down, we could win the game. And we held her to 12 points, and we squeaked away with a 2-point victory.
All right, very good. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from those 2 games last week.
So I was talking to their coach before. Their head coach has been around their program for 25 years. So it's kind of neat. She remembered a lot of the old GBC days. There you see Keani Jackson with a steal and another deflection there, which gave Anaya the steal here in a fast break. Lima liked to push the pace that day, and our girls were able to keep up. And you see here Keani with a steal and a putback. We're able to go right back with them. And when teams like to play athletic with us, we love to play athletic right back with them, and I think that usually helps us out in games.
Looks like that was a bright gym.
Very bright, very big gym. Here with Gracie Thompson, hits a three-pointer there. She has a great shot in practice. She just doesn't get a lot of open looks in games, and you see her there just pull the trigger. And same with Justice. It's always fun to watch Justice shoot some threes there. Here Justice got a steal and gave Keani a really good pass up there. And right here is where Justice hit her 1,000 points. So she needed 2 points, and she walked in that shot confidently and hit that three, buried it, and had 1,000 points. So it was a pretty neat moment.
Now, a game like that on the road, does the other team, were they aware that she's close to 1,000 points?
Yeah, so I spoke to the coach before the game and talked to her about it and said that if this happens, we'll call a timeout. And we were able to get the game ball there, and the girls did a really good job decorating the game ball and gave it to her on senior night. So it was pretty cool gift on senior night. And here's senior night, Mansfield-Madison right here. Justice got the steal. This was a game that you see Gracie went and met the pass there, and then gave a really good pass to Justice. She sat her feet and hit another three. She's been a great shooter this year for us. Here Keani gets another steal. You'll see her a lot on deflections and steals. She got a block there, which led to another steal for Justice there. And a great pass up ahead to Gracie for Paige. There's a good deflection there, and a Keani with a fast break. We were able to do that a lot this game, and we knew if we could pressure their guards and keep the ball out of their post hand, we had a really good shot of winning. That was a really good Mansfield team, very well coached. So we were ecstatic to get a win. We kind of went flat in the fourth quarter. We were only able to score 3 points in the fourth quarter. Our girls got a little tired. We only had 6 girls that played. We got a couple injuries and a couple sicknesses, so our bench wasn't very deep that game.
That's tough.
Yeah. Paige had 2 really big blocks that game for us, which it's huge to have her athleticism out there. There's Paige hitting her 3 right there. So she's been a great addition. She was out the first half of the season, and she's bringing a lot of energy to our team, which is always fun. Something we always need. We need energy when we're out there, and I think our girls are starting to figure it out and really come together as a team this last week. And usually in girls basketball, the last week's usually pretty tough with attitudes and kind of drained. But our girls have had a lot of fun. We had a team meal last night, and they all showed up, and we're happy. And we had Kane, so it was always a plus too. So.
Okay, you mentioned you're a little depleted Monday night. You got a good Pleasant team on the road at Pleasant tonight. Are you going to have some of those girls back, or is it still going to be?
No, same starters and same girls we battled with on Saturday and Monday with. So we iced a lot on Tuesday after the Mansfield-Madison game and did a lot of stretching and band work. So hopefully they're healed up and ready to go. They were pretty excited yesterday at practice, so I think it should be a pretty fun game tonight.
So you got Pleasant tonight, and then who do you have after tonight?
Ontario on Saturday.
Okay.
That's the end of our regular season.
All right. Of course, with Pleasant, Kyla. So much of what Pleasant does goes through Kyla, and you know that.
Yes, and that's where we talked about at the beginning of the year with Anaya Mitchell and Kamaris Jackson, our 2 freshmen guards. Kamaris is out right now with a foot injury, so she's in a boot. But a lot of that's going to be on Anaya tonight, playing solid defense against Columber, who's a veteran. So.
All right. Well, good luck both games
Thank
this
you.
week.
Thank you.
We'll be back. We have one of the players who we're going to talk to, and we'll do that right after these words.
The historic OK Cafe.
Pizza, calzones, subs, sandwiches, and more.
Our fresh dough is made daily, topped with your favorite ingredients and made to order.
Stop in for our lunch buffet or check out our many daily specials.
Looking for something to do?
Come in and check out our giant projector screen on game days. Sing with friends on karaoke nights and dance the night away with live entertainment from your favorite local bands.
So even though Rex might have a short reach, we'll never come up short on service.
So remember, when you're hungry, check out the OK Cafe, home of the giant 20-inch Pizzasaurus Rex made to order. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Come to the historic OK Cafe, located at 734 East Center Street, Marion made for over 80 years.
And back once again on the Coach's Corner program. This is a segment. Some weeks we talk to a player or two, and Gracie Thompson joining me this time around. Gracie, you're a junior. Season's almost over. You got another couple of games left, and then the tournament. Because it seems like the tournament's gone by the season's gone by pretty quickly.
Yeah, the season has gone by pretty quickly. It was a good season, and I love every one of my teammates. It's been a good season. I wish that it wasn't my last season with Justice. I played with her for a long time in middle school, high school, but she's a senior this year. She's leaving.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about how long you've been playing basketball.
I have been playing basketball since 4th grade. I really love it. It's one sport that I don't plan on playing after high school, but I really love basketball. I've always loved the intensity. I love competition. I love playing with other people. I play with most of my teammates now since I've been in elementary. So we've really grown that bond together.
Now, do you play other sports?
I did play volleyball and softball, but I really just grew away from it. Yeah. Basketball is just the sport that I hold on to.
Yeah. Coach mentioned in the preceding segment that, you don't get a chance to shoot a lot of threes, but you're a good three-point shooter. Just kind of talk a little bit about the energy that you bring and kind of your role on the team this year. So much goes through Justice, obviously, but just kind of talk a little bit about your role.
I would say that I'm more of a defensive player than an offensive player. I really look to give other teammates the ball. When I have the ball, I like to usually pass or look for my other teammates to get them open. Defense, though, I will step up on defense. No matter how big you are, I'll fight in the post with you. If you're a guard, I can step up on the 3-point line, guard with you. But offense, it's just if I'm open, of course, shoot like any other player would. But I really like defense more.
And just kind of talk a little bit about, your teammates. You mentioned Justice, but, a couple of really talented freshmen that are on this team this year. Just kind of talk a little bit about, everybody on the team and how they get along and so forth.
We really have a good team bond. Coming in with 2 starting freshmen, people think that they're freshmen, but no, I love the freshmen. We like to joke around. We get along really well, and they bring good energy to the team. We definitely need them. They're most important guards, point guard and shooting guard. They're really important parts of the team. And with Anaya, she runs our offense, with our point guard. She's a great offensive player. She's always looking to go to the hole, get the foul, If we need her on defense, she's always there to step up. And with Justice, she's supposed to be our big, but, she shoots from the 3-point line, whenever we need her, that big shot, it's through Justice. We have Kiani, our 3-point shooter, she's a great shooter, if you need her to drive, she'll drive, look for the foul, yeah.
That's a pretty good rundown. New coach this year, was there much of an adjustment with that?
Well, I've always played with Coach White, I really love him. He's a great coach. He jokes around whenever it's time, but when it's time to be serious, he's serious.
All right, well, excellent. I know you still got a few games left. Good luck, and of course you'll be back next year as a senior, so I know you're looking forward to your senior year next year as well. We'll be back to wrap up this edition of the Coach's Corner program right after these words. Back once again on the Coach's Corner program, and Coach, we'll start with you and the girls. And the girls tournament draw, we touched a little bit about that briefly. Kind of talk a little bit about. Do you prepare at all for a tournament game any differently than you do a regular season game?
No, not to the fact that, I mean, we look at every game and we try to prepare for each and every game. The tournament, we're playing two teams we haven't seen all year, so we're going to go down. I think I believe DeSales and Grove City play on a Tuesday, so we're going to go down as a team and watch them. And then we play the winner of that game on Friday. So it'll be different because JV will be done, freshmen will be done, so we'll have a lot less practice players there, but we'll have some girls stick around. So you adjust a little bit, but you still bring the intensity. You don't want to be one and done. So.
Yeah. A little different approach, knowing that you have that bye or that extra game off, and you can. I'm sure you'll be maybe studying one team, and you'll have maybe one assistant or two studying the other team. Kind of break it down that way.
Yeah, we'll get film and we'll break it down. I got a really good coaching staff that helps with that stuff. So we'll look at two different teams, and I'll have the girls. They're pretty good at putting together scouting reports. So we'll have them look at it and have them break it down too, so they have an idea of what we're talking about when we go over stuff in practice. And we got 2 games left, so hopefully we'll win out, and we'll keep working and getting better for that next game on Friday.
Jamie, kind of same approach for you. Again, talk a little bit about your tournament draw.
Sure. We don't have a lot of breathing room. We play our final game of the season on a Saturday. I think it's the 19th, and then we come back the 22nd. So only 2 practice days. So normally, you really dive into your opponent, but so we'll have to be creative. The old Ohio State, Woody Hayes, Michigan, where you spend one day a week working on the opponent, and then one day a week, something maybe like that to kind of get ready. But it's another good OCC team we drew, Hilliard Darby. So we'll do our best to get the kids ready.
All right. Good luck to both of you in the tournament draw this week. It's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Coach's Corner program. For Jamie Pearson, the boys basketball coach, and for Corey White, the girls basketball coach, I'm Jeff Ruth.